Shalom, family. This is for those who are actually reading them scriptures. If you're not actually reading them scriptures, you might well just get off of this video. This is for those who actually seek Him diligently. Kwam Yashar. Matthew 1 and 17. So all the generations from Abraham to David are 14 generations. And from David until the carrying away into Babylon are 14 generations. And from carrying away into Babylon unto Christ are 14 generations. What I want to show you today, family, is this is secretly a moon reference of telling of the times of when God's Spirit will be back on the earth. And notice this is the birth of Christ. Okay, this is where I'm just gonna shoot now, because I'll be all day if I keep trying to get this video right. So we're gonna break this down real fast. Not real fast, but as fast as possible. From Abraham, which is the beginning, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Abraham is that first sliver of light. From Abraham to David, notice this is a moon and it's a month. From Abraham to David, it's 14 days, and we get a full moon in the time of David. 14 generations later, we get a dark moon, which is Babylon. Now, if you notice, the light increases into the time of David and decreases to the time of Babylon. What we're about to do is about to explain this quick little section right quick so you can get an understanding how he's using the light as a similitude to show the times and the seasons, which are directly related to the giving of wisdom and understanding and knowledge on the earth. And if you like that scripture, it is Daniel chapter 2 and verse 21. We're going to start right here because we know God's kingdom has been given to David. Correct? So we're first going to show you this quick reference about what I just said, how he's using the moon as a similitude. We'll start with Psalms chapter 89, verse 35 through 37. Psalms 89, 35 through 37. It says, "Once I have sworn my holiness, that I will not lie unto David. His seed shall endure forever, and his throne as the sun before me. It shall be established forever as the moon, and a faithful witness in heaven." So David's kingdom shall be established as the moon, which is full at this point. Now here's what we're going to see. At the beginning of the covenant with Abraham, the darkness represents evil. But as the light increases, because you have to know the moon's cycle, it begins at the first sliver of the month, and then the next sliver starts the next moon. And I'm about to show you this, how the Most High used this in the scripture. First, we'll go to 2nd Ezra, which you'll find in the Apocrypha. And you'll actually, 2nd Ezra. I have to go there because I'm in another book. Trying to make sure I had these scriptures ready for y'all, but I missed that one. So during the time of Abraham, there was much, sorry about that, there was much wickedness on the earth. And we're about to prove that now. 2nd Ezra, chapter 3, verse 13. Now when they lived so wickedly before thee, thou didst choose thee a man from among them. One man, not everybody. One man, Abraham, whose name was Abraham. Him thou lovest, and unto him only thou showest thy will. Only him, not everybody, just him. And madest an everlasting covenant with him, promising him that thou wouldst not forsake his seed. So there was much wickedness on the earth in the time of Abraham. But what you're going to see is as the Spirit of the Most High increases during the time of David, we're going to fear the Most High. Let's go next to Psalms. And this is how it's written in the scripture. But if you're not reading diligently and seeking diligently, this will be something that, the person who's not doing that would just run right past and miss. Where are we at? So during the time of David, let's see what it says. And I'm gonna keep it brief as possible. Psalm 72 and 5. They tell us, they shall fear thee as long. I'm sorry. They shall fear thee. Oh shoot. My bad, y'all. Got a lot going on. They shall fear thee as long as the sun and the moon endure throughout all generations. Now we know the sun and the moon ain't enduring, so we got to understand what he's saying. He's talking about the light that he declared from the beginning that would be in Israel. So as long as that light is on earth, they're going to fear the Most High in the time of David. That is Psalm 72 and 5. But as you see, as the moon decreases and gets dark, 14 generations later, with no light, we go into captivity, into Babylon. Now let's see what happens when we go into Babylon. It's a moon reference, remember? So it says, this is Isaiah chapter 13, verse 1. I'm sorry, y'all, that beat kind of glary. The burden of Babylon, which Isaiah the son Amos did see. So he's talking about the time when we are in Babylon. Now let's go to verse 10. And he's going to tell us something that is a reoccurring theme throughout the Bible. For the stars of heaven and the constellations thereof shall not give their light, and the sun shall be darkened, and is going forth, and the moon shall not cause her light to shine. As you can see, the moon is not causing her light to shine when we arrive to the time of Babylon. Now, what that means is God's Spirit was no longer with us during the time of Babylon, although he always keeps a remnant. So let's get that right quick, because all the prophets kept to this same theme when we went into captivity, or when the Spirit of the Most High left. But first, let's explain what it means. Well, I'm going to show you the other examples of prophets saying the exact same thing, because, with the 2 or 3 witnesses. So we go to Ezekiel 32, verse 7. Again, that's 32, verse 7, Ezekiel. And he says, and when I shall put thee out, I will cover the heaven and make the stars thereof dark. And I will cover the sun and the cloud, and the moon shall not give her light. So that's what he's talking about when he's putting us out, when we're no longer under the Spirit of the Most High. Let's go to Joel 2 and 31. Again, that is Joel 2 In verse 31, Joel actually says it in some other areas too. But he says in verse 31, the sun shall be turned into darkness and the moon into blood before the great and the terrible day of the Lord come. You see? So all the prophets are saying this. Let's get I think it's Ecclesiastes 12 and 2. Might be Ecclesiastes because I wrote them both. Let's see what we got. Oh, yep. While the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be not darkened. He was telling them to draw near to him. Well, let me start from the beginning on verse 1. Remember now thy the Creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them, while the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be not darkened. So in the time of the sun and the moon, that's he's telling us those are the days of evil, which you know darkness. So we can make that correlation. But it's not only just the days of evil; it's the Most High has pulled His Spirit away from us as well, and we'll get that right quick because we have to understand what that means. Because this is how we understand the times, and that's what Matthew in 1 and 17 is revealing, or not Matthew, but the Most High is revealing. Excuse me. All praise. Where we at? Micah chapter 3 verse 6. Therefore night shall be unto you that ye shall not have a vision, and it shall be dark unto you that ye shall not divine, and the sun shall go down over the prophets, and the day shall be dark over them. Then shall the seers be ashamed, and the diviners confounded. So once again, when it gets dark, now what you'll understand is this chart actually correlates to the sun as well, but I'm not going there right now. I'm going to keep it simple. So here's to the next level. We go from Abraham to David, 14 days, and from David to Babylon, 14 days. And now we understand what that means. That means as long as David told us, as long as the moon endures, or the light on the earth is there, we're going to fear the Most High. But when it's gone, we go into captivity. We don't have a vision, and the sun shall go down over the prophets. Now we're about to take it to the next level. I hope you're still here for this so far, if this hasn't intrigued you. But we're about to go to the next level. Oh, sorry. To me, I think this is the coolest thing you ever gonna see, but let's go. Okay, we're gonna cover this top part of it. If you're still with me, you winning. I promise you. We're gonna start right back. Now, as you can see, there's a month, and a half a month. So we're gonna this is another calendar with 2 months on there. And we're gonna start here with Abraham again, because he's that first spark of light. And then we got David, 14 generations later. And then we got Babylon. Oops, sorry. Now, what does it say? 14 generations for Babylon to what? Christ. Coincidentally, Christ, 14 generations is another full moon. Let's see what Christ said when he was on the earth. I think it's John 8 and 12, but I'm shooting from the hip. I hate I'm shooting from the hip, y'all. I should have had this ready. I am so sorry. Yep, that's it. All praise to the Most High. Then spake Jesus Christ again unto them, saying, I am the light of the world. He that follow me shall not walk in darkness, but shall have the light of life. Also in the next chapter, verse 5, John 9 and 5. Now here's where it says very similar to what David said in Psalm 72 and 5, where it says, as long as the moon endure. So let's read this. John uh, chapter 9, verse 5. As long as I am in the world, I am the light of the world. That sounds eerily familiar. As long as the moon endure. Moon is the light. Let y'all sit on that one for a minute. Now I'm going to go ahead. All right. Now, I know y'all see the pattern. 14 generations from Christ is what? The daughter of Babylon. That's another captivity. What happens after Christ died? Let's get it. Because it's going to be eerily similar to the Old Testament when these people try and tell you that, but I try and tell them it is the fulfillment of Psalm. I'm not going to get into everything else, but it is the fulfillment of Psalm 78 and 2. He is uttering dark sayings of old. Oh, I lost my train of thought. Man, see, that's why I went. So 14 generations from Christ to the daughter of Babylon, and from daughter of Babylon, 14 generations is what? The kingdom. Here we go. That's what I'm looking for. I know now. I hope y'all can see how it's actually written in the scriptures, where the pattern of the moon is used to determine the times. That's what I'm looking for. That's that. Okay, I'm glad I kept talking. I'm sorry, y'all, because I lost it for a second. Now, what did Christ tell the people in the New Testament about discerning times? He said they can look to the sky and see what's going to be turning red, but they can't discern the times. Now you folks can. Now you folks see him coming in a cloud. Now you know how this is working. And I'm going to show you something else interesting. We're going to take that top book off of there from the time of Abraham. Check this out. If we go 14 generations back from Abraham, it's the teacher, Enoch, full moon. 7 generations from Adam. You see? Now here's the kicker. Because we're talking about the times, right? And the Matthew 1 and 17 secret, right? The first month, the second 2 months, and then a half a month before we get to the kingdom. Folks, that is a time times and a dividing of times. That is Daniel 7 and 25, where he says we'll be given into the hand for a time, and a half a time. Do you think that's coincidence? No, it's not. Shalom, family. I'm going to leave it right there if you have any more questions, because I got plenty more with this. But I'm not going to make this video long. I'm glad I was able to keep it under 20 minutes. So, love you, family. Oh, let me hit you with this banger. It's a head banger right here, because this is, I can go through this, all the way through this, and just keep bringing out these references to what I'm saying. But I'm not going to continually, but I want to give you this one right quick. And if you want to go over the anything like new moon, when the day begins, things like that, trust me, I'm right here. Okay, I think, yeah. Check this out. Sirach 24, verse I was saying on 23, but oh, there it is. Verse 27. I'm sorry, y'all. He maketh the doctrine of knowledge to appear as the light. He maketh the doctrine of knowledge appear as the light. Verse 32. I will yet make doctrine to shine as the morning, and will send forth her light afar off. I mean, I got a lot more, but he's talking about the Spirit of the Most High. That's what this is talking about. The law of the Most High, the light. The light is the law. But see, what had it? You know what? You know what? Just like he said, the heavens declared his glory, and they utter speech. Psalms 89. They utter speech day unto day. Shalom, family. Love you.